What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on The Flash Season 3 and The Flash Season 4, Arrow Season 5, Supergirl Season 2, and Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. So last night there was an event called a Paleyfest 2017 where the CW DC shows came together to do like a live expo Q&A talk at the Dolby Theatre, which was presented by Kevin Smith. There were some other shows there also, like The Walking Dead and some other ones. Some very interesting things that came up that I'm going to talk about in today's video. I will put a link in the description box and fully credit the video of where I got it from. I was kind of watching a kind of live blogger, I guess, on Twitter. So that's where I got about it. So the most compelling part was that they confirmed next season we're not going to have a speedster as the main bad guy. Now for me, this is amazing. This is something I felt like we needed during this season. What they could have done is used the Mirror Master as a villain for the whole season, but they decided to go down a different route. So the reason it's amazing is because every season is always predominantly based around another super speedster villain. So it's going to be a nice change. But at the same time, I can't see the Flash not having a speedster pop up every now and again. And I can't see a season without the Reverse Flash, because to me that would be wrong. So the most obvious choice would be for the non-speedster, would be a Rogues Gallery kind of family. I mean, they are popping up on DC 2016 Rebirth. That's the most obvious choice. And I guess you could say Cobalt Blue, but if this happens, it won't be Eddie Thawne. I will do another video on who I think is going to be the villain for Season 4 after the season's finished, if they don't already confirm that. And it was also confirmed that we're going to be getting a proper Fortnite show crossover after the disappointing one that we had this year that pissed off a lot of fans, as they falsely advertised a Fortnite crossover when Supergirl's show wasn't really involved in it. This could see a mega villain, I don't know, someone like Anti-Monitor, or something big like that, but I can't see it being that big because that's obviously going to be left for the DC Extended Universe. But comment down below, guys, who do you think the villain for Season 4 could be? Who do you think the villain for the Fortnite crossover could be? So, also, they announced the episode 19 is going to be called The Once and Future Flash, which will be directed by mine and my partner's favourite person from the show, Tom Cavanagh. So you know it's going to be a very interesting episode. But at the same point, we knew it was going to be obvious that the Barry Allen would travel to the future at some point. But speedstars aren't really allowed to travel into the future. As far as I know, this is breaking the speedster's law. As Jay Garrick said, you shouldn't know the future. The future should play out how it's supposed to be played out. So this is going to be quite interesting. And it kind of is obvious because once they reveal Savitar in the Abracadabra episode, the episode before, they can kind of reveal who Savitar is. So I think this will be a kind of an origin story, maybe from some story of the Flash comics. Maybe like an inverse of a Reverse Flash story, or maybe kind of a future Flash story, maybe something from out of time in the comics. So maybe they're going to like implement that or kind of mix and match that. So I'm really looking forward to episode 19. I hope they keep a lot of it as mystery, as the Flash has the tendency of telling us too much. So what was interesting thing is when Grant Gustin was talking about Flashpoint, John Diggle is still not over Barry Allen raising his daughter. I'll call it as Grant Gustin opened about his character's struggle dealing with the consequences of the Flashpoint timeline. David Ramsey made sure to remind him that one of those consequences was a wrinkle that replaced his daughter, little Sarah. It's kind of funny. I mean, some people were saying that Savitar is baby Sarah, which is ridiculously funny. Then Andrew Kreisberg, who he teased Abracadabra is going to reveal who Savitar is in episode 18, says it comes a moral conundrum to let Abracadabra go in order to learn Savitar's identity, he said, which is kind of interesting. But I really just wish Barry Allen would find out who Savitar is by himself without having to get someone else to help him. I just kind of find it annoying that they kind of tell us stuff in the part. So that was the main bulk of kind of what happened with the Flash. So then we get kind of some Arrow stuff, and I think it was Wendy Miracle who said that Oliver goes through arguably the toughest thing here he's ever been through with Adrian Chase. Wendy Miracle said Stephen gives the performance that he's more or less broken at the end of the episode. So the next week's episode of Arrow looks like Oliver is getting tortured. It does look like a really cool episode, and I think we're going to learn a lot about Kovar's storyline next week, so that will be cool. So a young fan asked Oliver if Felicity and Oliver will ever get back together, and he replied with, "That's not really up to me," but he answered, "But I would say that they will have some really, really cool stuff coming up." Yeah, spoiler alert, there will be some dream sequence in episode 19, I believe, so that's going to be cool. So Legends Tomorrow, Mark Guggenheim confirmed that Katie Cassidy will be coming back. He said it's a long time coming. It's only one scene, but man, she's spectacular in it. So this is awesome, as we all love Katie Cassidy. She's listed as being Laurel Lance, so it's going to be quite cool. And Katie Lotz, who's kind of like a sister in real life, they're really close. So it was wonderful. Katie and I hadn't been able to do a scene together in years. She feels like my sister now, so it was very emotional, and I think people will really like it. But then a question was asked, but will Laurel pop up on any other DC shows before the season conclude? And Mark Guggenheim says, I can't say absolutely nothing. So when he says that, he's basically teasing you into thinking yes or no. He never gives a direct answer. And then it went on to say, for the 2 seasons, the Legends have jumped all over with the warning they couldn't go back to occasions they had already been. But in the finale, what we are leading up to is breaking the rules. Guggenheim said that what the Legends are going to do, it's a little bit of homage to Back to the Future 2 with a Legends spin. It has massive consequences, which is very interesting. Then Katie said things are going to go really bad. They're going to have to do some things that they shouldn't be doing. They're going to break some rules and going against their own codes. The finale is the best episode we've ever done. So of course a show will promote an episode being the best episode they're ever done. I mean, they'd be stupid not to, but that really leaves it up to open. I mean, they could resurrect some characters. They literally could do anything. Reverse Flash could rewrite himself back into timeline, because Reverse Flash is a time remnant. Currently, as we know, he's a time remnant. He's a different version of Reverse Flash, because when Eddie killed himself, he kind of wrote Eobard Thawne out the timeline, but obviously Eobard Thawne is so clever that he scattered time remnants throughout the time, so the Speed Force would have been protecting them. But yeah, it kind of gets complicated, but that's kind of a simple terms of what Reverse Flash is doing. So yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I've kind of focused more on the Flash season 3, as it does say the kind of talk was a lot more about that. And I give my credit to Kevin Smith. He was a good DJ, a good announcer, a good presenter for the overall kind of fest from what I've seen. So let me know what you think about all this information, guys. Who do you think the villain will be for season 4? Please just don't say Eddie Thawne, Cobalt Blue, because that is not thinking out of the box. Mirror Master is coming back, as we know. He's teased it on Instagram. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool to see the villain is next season. And the Once and Future Flash episode 19, I'm most likely to do a different video about some kind of this stuff later on as we've got more information. This is more kind of my views and like what we went over. Thanks for all the love that the channel's been getting. It's been freaking awesome. At the start of the video, I put like my new artwork up, which was done by someone called Steven. I will link his kind of information in the description box, and I'll also put an image right at the end here. Does some really sick cartoon artwork. Such a cool guy. Check his Instagram page out. He's such a cool artist. I'd recommend him highly. Anyway, guys, if you could leave the thumbs up, as it would help the channel grow. 2,000 subscribers plus. Let's try and get to 5,000 by the end of the summer. That would be freaking awesome. I will be live streaming later on in my Deathstroke mask. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of weird, but I think it'll be interesting to do a live stream in my Deathstroke mask. It will be from my mobile phone, so the sound quality and video quality won't be the best, but we're just going to have some fun on that, guys. So I'll catch you guys in another video when we come out soon. Guys, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in another video. Peace out.